Guys, what a fantastic day. I am just cruising along. I'm 43 miles in on the trip. Just buzzing through the country at about 45 miles an hour. Having a great time. I'm going to stop up here probably in the next, not sure what it is, about 15 miles. Maybe grab a little bite to eat. Refill up with some fuel, kind of check my mileage, because I've never checked the mileage on this thing to see exactly how far I think I can go. So we'll do a bike check and make sure everything's still okay. But guys, I really appreciate you following along. You know, this trip, doing something like this, everybody asks me, you know, are you nervous? Are you you're not taking a chase vehicle, or not having anybody follow you? You're riding by yourself, and I tell people all the time, I said, well, I'm not actually riding by myself. I've got 10,000 YouTube subscribers. I probably can't go more than 200 or 300 miles, maybe, you know, a couple hours, something like that, without running into somebody who watches my channel. So I'm not too worried about it. You know, if we have any issues or whatever, I'm sure one of you guys out there would be more than happy to lend a hand. I do want to give a shout out to my boys, my wild piglets, Brock and J Bell and Isaac. Missing you dudes. Kind of wish you guys were with me on this one, but it's fun to do it by myself also. I was talking to a neighbor, a week or so ago. We were out on the lake, just sitting on the boat. He had just finished a huge motorcycle trip on a big, more, I think a BMW adventure bike. And he had visited 12 states, and I'm not sure how many miles he went, but it was a lot. Doing a trip like this just kind of grabs hold, and you want to get that sense of adventure. You know, I know for me personally, you know, I lived my life doing the things that I knew I needed to do. I knew were the right thing to do. You know, had a good job, raised a family, made sure everybody was taken care of, and this is kind of a me thing. I'm not going to lie about that. It's a can I do this at 59 years old? So I appreciate you following along. I'll stop up here in a minute, here in a few miles, and we'll continue the video.
Whoa, slow down, Mike. Slow down. So before we can start filming this beautiful footage as we head to West Virginia, I want to take a moment and go through the bike. I need to do an oil change. I need to go through every nut and bolt with a fine-tooth comb, make sure everything's tight. I do not want a repeat of the Lake Michigan trip where we had a couple things vibrate loose on the bikes, because I felt like I overlooked them. So I need to do that on the bike. I need to charge batteries in cameras, watches, phones, GPS speedos. And so today is Tuesday, September 17th, a couple days before we take off. So I'm going to knock out some of that stuff so that you guys and myself can enjoy a nice trip the rest of the way. Well, I ran across something kind of interesting, concerning, not really sure. On my ST90, I'm changing the oil. Now this is a brand spanking new Lifan 125cc. I bought it brand new. I've installed it. Have never had the engine apart or anything. I did one oil change about 50 miles in right after I got the engine, and now it's got about 600 miles on it. And I've done I'm doing the second oil change before I head to West Virginia. And I poured the oil out of the catch container. I've already drained the oil. And as I was pouring that oil into a larger container that I keep all the old oil in to take it to recycling, this was in the bottom of that catch container. Now, I know it was not in there prior to the oil dumping out, so I'm assuming that O-ring came out from the inside of that Lifan engine. It looks like one of the O-rings that goes behind the stator plate, the 2 bolts of the stator plate. I don't know. I'm hoping it was a spare. They dropped it during the assembly and just grabbed another. The engine's never had any leaks, so at this point, I guess I'm just going to send it in 1,000 miles to West Virginia. Well, guys, we are down to the crunch time, I guess, countdown time. We're less than 24 hours from when I'm going to be heading out on the little Honda ST90 and going to Cass, West Virginia. So I've got all the maintenance done. Every nut bolt has been double checked. I changed that oil. You know, I did find that little O-ring that dropped out. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I'm not really concerned about it, but hopefully everything will be okay. I did throw the O-ring in my tool pack, so in case I do figure out what it was to, maybe I've got it, I don't know. But I am super stoked to be heading out on this trip. I'm excited to see a couple guys that are going to be there. Stuart, who has ridden in both of the rides I've hosted in the past, he is making the trip from Macon, Georgia. And then Perry, who's local to me, is hauling his bike out. He and his wife are driving out. And so they'll be there Friday night. So hopefully going to meet up with them and have some dinner. And I don't know if anybody else will show up. I'm clueless as how many people are actually going to be in attendance for this ride. Excuse me. Ben created a Facebook event page, and it's, as of right now, it shows 8 have clicked that they're going and 30 are interested. So I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. So as the video progresses, you'll see it, I guess. So anyway, wish me luck. I head out first thing in the morning about 8 a.m. Well, hey guys, welcome back to Mini Bike Mike's Garage. Well, today is the day. It's Thursday, September 19th, 2024, and this video is my journey of riding a little Honda ST90 outfitted with a Lifan 125. I'm going to ride it, hopefully, 1,000-mile round trip from central Indiana to Cass, West Virginia. I'm attending a small bore mini bike event that is on Saturday, September 21st. And rather than haul the bike there, I kind of got the crazy idea, why don't we just ride it there and ride it back? So all total, over about the next 5 days, I'm hoping to do somewhere right around 1,000 miles. So this video will pick up, and as I continue my journey, I'm not sure how many videos I'll split this up into. I may do 3. I may do a video trip out, a video of the ride itself, of the event itself when I get there, and then a 3rd video of when the ride back home. It kind of depends on what kind of footage I get, how much time, I think I've gathered up. So we'll see. I obviously haven't filmed it yet, so don't know what's yet to come. I've made it to Greensburg, Indiana, and they have a Honda plant. So I thought I'd pull over and take a picture. They make automobiles, not motorcycles, but hey, Honda's a Honda. So my first stop of the day is in Greensburg, Indiana. This is in Decatur County, and they're kind of known, I don't know if famous is the right word, but their courthouse has a tree growing out of it. Now, I'm not sure when that all happened. I'm 59 years old, and that tree's been growing out of there as long as I can ever remember. I'm not sure why they ever allowed it to continue to grow, but they did. But we've gone 58.29 miles. And I just put fuel in it, and I used 0.89 gallons. So I'll have to do the math on that and figure out what my mileage is. But we're getting ready to go over here to this restaurant and grab some breakfast. Might be a little bit noisy. We're right alongside the interstate on a frontage road. Pretty close to heading into Cincinnati, Ohio. Right now we are at 100 miles, 100.82 miles. Everything has gone just fine so far. At the 100-mile mark, I wanted to just stop and look at the bike, make sure everything was okay. So far, I think we're okay. I am a little concerned about the back tire. I'm getting some wear on it. I'm wondering at some point if I might have to pull over and swap the rubber from the front to the back. Thank goodness they're the same size tire. With all that weight on the back,
I think that back tire is getting wore down a little bit quicker than what the front is. So, all right, I'm gonna keep continuing on my way into Cincinnati. Hey guys, well, I'm still rolling. I stopped to get fuel at, what's this place called? United Dairy Farmers, just outside, just right before I hit Cincinnati. I didn't want to get into downtown Cincinnati and have to stop and get fuel. I've got 121 miles in this trip, and I just put 0.93 gallons in, and I think I went 63 miles. So far, everything seems to be pretty good. I had one little snafu. I had to turn around. I am mapping this trip on my iPhone with the Maps app, not Google Maps, just the Maps app that's on an iPhone. And I've been mapping it with the bicycle routes to keep me off of main highways and higher speeds. And I can't remember where it was at. It was around Batesville, Indiana. I think it sent me on a wild goose chase and sent me about 4 miles down a dead end road, and I had to back up and turn around and reroute. And so I jumped on State Road 46, which is a 55-mile-an-hour road, just to kind of pick up some speed and pick up some ground. Did that for about 12 miles to put me back on track. It is right now 11:30 on Thursday, so I've been at it for 4 hours, and we've gone 121 miles. So we're going to roll through Cincinnati and then head down, I think it's Ohio 125 maybe is the number, and go from the east side of Cincinnati down to basically kind of follow the river and go down to Portsmouth, Ohio. So got to get back on the bike. I got to keep rolling. Hey everyone that's still following along, appreciate it. I'm at mile marker 139 for this trip. Really wasn't ready to pull over, but my phone said it was ready and needed to be plugged in, so I've had to pull over and get my lightning cord to be able to charge the phone. But so far everything's doing really, really well. I have a couple regrets. One, I regret that I went through Cincinnati. Stop and go. It's like mid-80s. I'm wearing this heavy jacket. I forgot to take the liner out. I'm hot. So I regret going through Cincy. It was nice just going on the little roads. And then I regret that because I went through Cincy, I didn't go through Great American Ballpark. That kind of sucks. I didn't stop there, but everything's good. Still traveling right along. I am going down Ohio 125 all the way to Portsmouth. So if you're along that route, wave at me. See you guys. Best part about riding backcountry roads is when you got to pull over when you need to pee, you can just kind of pull over wherever you need to pee. Kind of a neat little dry creek bed right here on just a random road. I'm probably 40 to 50 miles away from Portsmouth, Ohio at this point, and I'm staying the night in a little town right outside of Portsmouth. I'm not sure what time it is. It is 1:41 in the afternoon, so I should get in there late afternoon, early evening. So not doing too bad. Bike's hanging in there. We have done 180 miles, so that means I've gone 60 miles on this tank of gas. So I probably need to start looking for fuel probably in the next 20 miles or so. See you on the next stop. I am creeping up on my destination. I am currently sitting at a Speedway gas station in West Union, Ohio, and I have about 30 miles left to go to get to Portsmouth, and I'm staying just kind of outside Portsmouth area. Figure I'll stop in Portsmouth, get something to eat, and do a little filming there. I've been to Portsmouth before, and there's something there you need to see, so I'll try and get that on film. I've been traveling from Cincinnati all the way down here. I've been on Ohio 125, and it was a real pain coming out of Cincinnati because it was just stop and go, tons of traffic lights. Once I can't remember what the name of the little town was, Athena or something like that, then it kind of opened up, and it's actually a really fun road to ride a bike on. So, all right, I will hope you guys are enjoying these. I will continue the updates. Amy, I'm still rolling. Love you, hon. See ya. Bye-bye. All right, guys, I am arriving in Portsmouth a little bit early, so I'm going to take a little detour, kill some time, and we're going to ride through Shawnee State Park. So just sit back, enjoy. I'm just going to let the camera roll, and then I will probably put all this on fast forward after I quit speaking here in just a minute.
Well, after a little rip through the Shawnee State Forest, it was time for a little dairy treat at the Buckeye Dairy Bar. So if you're ever in this area around Portsmouth, Ohio, come check it out. So I'm ready to hop into town. I'm just a few miles outside of Portsmouth. Let's go check out, see what they've got. One of the reasons I wanted to come to Portsmouth, Ohio was because of these flood walls. Not sure what's going on, why it's beeping. Are just fantastic. I'm not sure how high that wall is. Close to 20 feet. You'll have to Google it yourself. Portsmouth, Ohio. Flood wall murals, I guess. Cycling club. That's pretty neat. Guys, day one has come to an end. 269 miles on the little Honda with the Lifan 125. I'm in an Airbnb just outside of Portsmouth, Ohio. Neat little piece of property. I'm guessing maybe at one point that was a house. I'm not really sure. Kind of looks like it was. Got a couple log cabin buildings here. Little barn, some tractor stuff down there, and then what they've got is basically just a mini barn like you buy at Home Depot or Menards or something, and then they added on a bedroom here. It's really kind of cute. That's for one or two people, it's just about perfect. I'm guessing the hosts live up the rest of the driveway there, the lane there, and they've got all the animal stuff here, little farm. Really kind of cute. So I'll take you inside real quickly, and then we'll come back out and look at the bike. Most of you probably could care less about this, but maybe your wives watch and they want to see. I don't know. So little kitchen area, fully stocked. They even give you
They said help yourself to snacks, water, coffee, even leave you with a half a dozen eggs if you want to cook some eggs in the morning. And then they've got a bathroom with a barn door here that they've bathroom and shower. And then through this little opening, they have added that little room, and just opens up into a bedroom. Pretty cool. It'll work for me. That's for sure. So rest my weary butt after 269 miles on this thing. Let's go out here and look at the bike and see how it fared today. And I gotta say, it held up magnificently. You know, people rag on these little Lifan engines, but it's always the guys that have never had one, you know, that complain. And this thing, for the most part, I've stayed off of, you know, really high speeds. I mean, I have been on some roads that were 55 mile an hour, and this thing just cruises at 55. I think the engine's getting a little broke in. She's hitting 55, 56 fairly easy. I think my top speed with it was flat ground with a little bit of wind at my back. It might have been slightly downhill. I hit 62 at one point, but I got no complaints. So far, everything has been just fine. The only issue, and I think maybe I mentioned this earlier in the video, I'm not really sure. I can't remember if I talked about it in a short or in a video, but I am wearing down the tread on this back tire quicker than what I anticipated. I'm going to ride it tomorrow, and we're going to see how it's doing. I don't know if you guys can see that. See how those two little lines, and they're almost worn off. They started off like that. So the front tire's not wearing, but all that weight on the back is wearing down that back tire. So I'm going to ride it tomorrow, see where it's at. On Saturday, I'll ride it in Ben's ride, and then hopefully maybe we'll get done early enough that day, because I'm spending the night that night. I may have to pull the tire off of that rim and move it back and swap them. They're the exact same tire, 3x14, so I can just swap one from the front to the back, and then this one should get me the rest of the way home. Because I'm gonna guess I'm not gonna run across any kind of shop that's gonna have a 3 or 2.5, 275 or 3x14 tire that I can put on there. So, all right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I got in about 5 o'clock. I left at 7:30 this morning. So what's that, 9.5 hours, something like that. I think I looked at the GPS speedo. I averaged about 38 mile an hour while I was moving, which is about what I wanted to. That's good. So, all right. So I think I'll go in, call it a night, and make sure it's not electric fence before I put my hand on. Oh, the electric one's down there. See it now. Hi there, buddy. Yeah, hi there, buddy. I ain't got anything for you. I guess I'll go in and start editing some videos. All right. I'll see you in the morning when we take off and we head from here, and we're heading into, well, we're actually going to Marlington, West Virginia. That's where I'm staying. And then riding up to Cass to see the guys for dinner tomorrow night, and that's where the ride will take place. All right, see you tomorrow. Well, curiosity gets the best of me. I can't come to a place like this and just not look around. Huh. There's some wire chairs up there. Mama Warner and I have something similar to that. I think the artist name Bertoa, I think. But anyway, I love old buildings like this. Really.
this type of stuff bores you, I know it's not mini bikes, just fast forward through it. Just curious to see what kind of good junk they had in here. That's where I step. Tractor with some cultivators on it. Something was sitting right here recently. Well, there's an old tractor right up there. I wonder if that sat in here. Something was right here. Man, you got all kind of good junk. You know, junk four-wheelers. What the heck is this thing? It's got a grater blade on it. What are these wheels out here? Oh, you know what? I don't think that's part of the tractor, is it? No, I'm sorry. That's like a horse-drawn, or, you know, so that gets pulled, grater blade, and it just happens to be sitting in front of that old tractor. It's not really part of it. It's an Adams leaning wheel grater. Ah, look at that. Manufactured in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's basically where I started this trip on, out of just south of Indianapolis. So the operator would stand on the back of here, ride it. It got pulled from that end, and then he operated all the doodads and gizmos and all that good stuff and turned it. Wow, neat. I like that kind of stuff. I think it's interesting on this particular building how they notched the bottom beam here for the floor joists. Rather than just, I think I would have rather notched the one above. Seems like that made those weaker, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Tag on it says it's an Oliver row crop. Rating 13.27. Is that horsepower, I wonder? I don't know.
Well, good morning, everyone. Today is the beginning of day 2 of my adventure. About 7 o'clock in the morning. Horses are still the same place they were yesterday, last night when I filmed them. So yesterday we did 267.68 miles. We averaged 38.4 miles per hour while we were moving. That's about what I was hoping to average, somewhere 37 to 40. So that's not too bad. I actually think I'm going to end this video here. Laid in bed last night and edited things, and it's about 30 minutes long, and I don't think we really need to go any longer than that. So we may just do a video for every day of the trip. I don't know. We'll see how it goes from here, but this video will be just day 1. For those who are interested, who saw, I had an issue with this shock mount last week. I broke it off, and I wound up moving. The shock is supposed to be about right here, and I broke off the end of that post, and so I moved it to the larger diameter of that post, moved it in, put a spacer, so forth. Well, I went ahead and did the same thing over here, just in preparation. Took out the bushing, put it over top of the larger diameter, and then made a spacer where the shock normally mounted. And I think it's, you know, much more sturdy.
You know, it's not out here all that weight out on the end of that shaft. So far so good. And that way they're both equal. So anyway, I think I've got all my pre-ride checks done. I think I'm about ready to head out, and we'll see if we can make it to Cass, West Virginia today. So I think I got about 236 miles to go. Appreciate everybody following along, watching, and you know, if you haven't, this is one of at least maybe 3 videos on this trip. So make sure you check them all out. Thanks.